Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely been well forced of it.
Hello? Hello?
This is better.
Hello, welcome everybody. Sorry, it's so far away, I just want to make sure. Welcome everybody, thank you so much for coming today, and welcome everybody that's joining us online. We're so happy to have you, and glad that you can spend your lunch break with us. So welcome, this is our annual members meeting, and without further ado, I would like to introduce my board chair, Jenna Berger, to come up and officially start our meeting.
As Louise said, my name is Jenna Berger, and on behalf of the Board of Directors, I welcome you to the 2023 Saratoga Arts Annual Meeting. I'd like to start off by thanking Harry Bucefaro. Is he here? I don't even think he's here. But he was the past Saratoga Arts Chair. Harry was a wonderful leader, and his efforts really contributed to the successes in 2022. 2022 was a pivotal year for Saratoga Arts as we worked on rebuilding the foundation post-COVID. We started off the year with a board retreat that included a complete re-examination and update of our bylaws, policies, and procedures. The board has grown in the past year with 5 new active members, And with these additions, we have been able to increase focus on development, specifically in the areas of board development, fundraising, programming, and grants. Saratoga Arts has and will continue to be a collaborative community hub focused on service, information, and support. With fresh ideas, new strategic plans in place, and a reimagined vision, it is an exciting time to be a part of this organization. I am honored to take on this president role, and I am equally excited to see the future unfold and our plans come to fruition. So thank you. Now I would like to introduce and invite Jeffrey Altamari to make his financial report.
Thank you, Jenna. Several years ago, when I was working in Houston, Texas, in the oil business, our president decided it would be a great idea for senior people to go up to all of our factories and give presentations in their respective disciplines. So we flew up to Salina, Kansas, and I gave what I thought was a brilliant and scintillating financial presentation. Upon returning to Houston, we sent questionnaires back to the factory, to the 600 employees. And the very first one we got, I was sitting next to our president in a meeting, and he said, "Oh my God," he said, "I would rather have sharp metal filings driven up my fingernails than have to listen to another financial presentation. Please dump the accountant." So I hope I do better with you today. My name is Jeff Altamari. I am the treasurer of Saratoga Arts. And I'd like to take a couple of minutes, to give you a brief overview of the organization's financial performance for the last couple of years. And bear with me, some of this is a little technical, but I have to tell you this. Saratoga Arts changed its financial reporting year in 2021 from a fiscal year ending March 31st to one ending on December 31st. Ergo, going forward, their fiscal year and calendar year would coincide. Because of this change, the 2021 fiscal reporting year ran from April 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. This was a one-time anomaly, resulting in a 9-month fiscal year in 2021. And henceforth, all subsequent reporting periods would end on December 31st, and there would be 12-month periods. Noting, therefore, that the 2021 results were for a 9-month period versus a 12-month period, total revenues were $576,000, with operating expenses of $345,000, resulting in a net operating income of $230,000. However, in addition to Saratoga Arts' normal operations, the organization enjoyed a gain on its investment accounts of $10,000, plus a $53,000 forgiveness of a loan that was received as part of PPP under COVID. So there was COVID relief on these loans. Therefore, 2021 total net income was $293,000. This is a nonprofit organization. Now, while this does indeed sound like a terrific performance, it must be noted that we received an unanticipated foundation gift of $250,000 as part of a bequest during the last 9 months of 2021. So just to put it in perspective. By comparison, the 2022 fiscal year was reported on a 12-month basis, running from January 1, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. Operating revenue for 2022 was $672,000, with operating expenses of $643,000 for an operating income of $29,000. However, in addition to Saratoga Arts' normal operations, the organization was impacted by losses of over $85,000 related to the performance of its investment accounts. As you may recall, 2022 was a very volatile year for both fixed income and equity markets, and many institutions, both public and private, were impacted by these non-cash losses. We did, in fact, begin to see the market value of our investments rise in the fourth quarter of 2022. When these non-cash investment losses plus bank charges are reflected in the 2022 results, total net income for the 2022 fiscal year is negative $61,000. However, it must be noted that the New York State Council on the Arts, or NYSCA, announced early in 2022, to our surprise, it would be deferring its annual operations support until 2023. Had these funds of approximately $50,000 been received in 2022 as originally promised, net income would have been much closer to break even. With NISCA's promise of paying a large amount of grant and administrative support in 2023, including that which it delayed in 2022, 2023 is shaping up to be a promising year. The anticipated revenues from NISCA in the second quarter of 2023 will be used to support operations as well as pay down borrowings on Saratoga Arts' line of credit with the bank, which was necessary due to the delayed NISCA funding in 2022. Saratoga Arts has already received $57,000 of the NISCA money in the first quarter that arrived earlier than expected, so this may portend, all of our expectations shall be met. Regarding our balance sheet, Saratoga Arts continues to enjoy balance sheet strength. As of February 28th this year, we had liquid assets of $350,000, and our total liabilities were $145,000. In accounting parlance, that's not a bad current ratio. At the end of 2021 fiscal year, the board engaged its outside CPA firm to perform a thorough full-scope audit of the financial condition of Saratoga Arts. And happily, this resulted in a clean audit opinion. The executive director is in the process, in fact, I think she's already done this, of placing this audit report on our website. If you wish to review it and have any questions, please contact me at the following email address, jeffaltamari@gmail.com. By the way, I have business cards. I'll be happy to hand them out to anyone who would like to have my email address for any reason. Jeff Altamari, JEFFALTAMARI, and I want to thank you all for your time and attention.
Now I will introduce the newly elected slate of officers. Myself, Jenna Berger, President and Board Chairwoman, Alan Weatherwax, our new Vice President, Jeff Altamari, Treasurer, Amanda DeBrawl, she's not present, Secretary, Ian Berry, Maureen Parker, Elizabeth Sobel, Tamara Tepper, Shelby Schneider, Senya Fleming, Sabrina Hauser, Harry Busafaro, and Jacqueline O'Donnell. All in favor of the slate of officers, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion is passed. Now I'll introduce Louise Kerr, our Executive Director at Saratoga Arts, to deliver her report.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you, Jeff. I talked to NISCA this morning. I think we're going to be getting the funds in 2 days, so that's exciting news. Okay, well, thank you everybody for being here. August will mark my 3rd year at Saratoga Arts, and I could not be more proud and grateful for where we stand today. There's so much that I could talk about and so many accomplishments, but I will do my best to keep it brief, not something I'm known for. It's truly taken a village. All of you, our members, our volunteers, our small but mighty staff, our amazing business sponsors, the generous donors, the generous campaign contributors, and all of you here. What you're doing is extraordinary and really quite humbling, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. We so appreciate it here. As I was reflecting back about what I was going to say today, I thought about when I started here back in 2020 with some pretty lofty goals that seemed, well, honestly, even for me, a little bit ambitious. But today, I'm completely astonished to realize that not only have we accomplished every single one of them in record time, we have also accomplished so much more than we could have hoped for. 2022 saw our public-private partnership with the Mayor's Office and the City of Saratoga Springs continue to flourish as all parties understand the impact and importance of supporting local arts and culture and advancing this major renovation and expansion of 320 Broadway as a vital community asset. I would like to say also a very special thank you to our 2022 outgoing president, Harry Bufacero, who is joining us today via the magical internet. And so Harry, he started here as a volunteer and began campaigning for this building back with DiSarno in the 1990s. He has been absolutely instrumental throughout this entire endeavor, assembling great facilities committees, rallying tirelessly with me and the city to get the RFPs and permits now in the works, and that's the Department of Public Works in the city, to actually be happening. So now, 2023 will see the continuation of the Art Center's metamorphosis, our indoor-outdoor classrooms, print shop, multi-use studios, state-of-the-art gallery renovation, all beginning, and over $150,000 has been invested in new upgrades since last year so far. With our new 33-year lease for $1 a year, renewable one time, which I'm kind of a little excited about, and the City of Saratoga Springs budgeted funds and our own fundraising efforts to date, collectively standing at a little over $1.2 million. And with the generous and local partnerships that we have formed, we're proving without a shadow of a doubt that this city knows and wholeheartedly believes that arts and culture is always worth rallying behind and supporting. This project will need more investment over the next couple of years, and those dollars will ensure that the arts thrive in, at least for the next 33 years, in this very spot. So, you know, I can't get up here and not sort of talk about how every single contribution, no matter how large or small, really, really helps us to continue this really important work. It's what we do every day. We are serving all genres of artists and arts. We're embracing and including all ages, genders, ethnicities, cultures, facilitating collaborations and support from the smallest of projects to the well-established large events, crossing all cultural organizations, and perhaps most importantly of all, we continue with the help of many of you here to help build that strong, cohesive voice for the arts, ensuring that Saratoga Arts will continue to be a cornerstone for our community right here on historic Congress Park and Broadway. This is really the important work that Saratoga Arts does here. We expanded our outreach this year, determined to engage more young artists, and a staggering $326,222 in requests for direct grant support came in from Fulton, Montgomery, and Saratoga counties for many artists and organizations that had never applied for a grant before through our community re-granting program with the New York Council of the Arts, NYSCA. I invite you all to mark your calendars for April 22nd, 10 a.m. to 12. We will host a reception in our gallery right here for the community and individual artist grantees, and celebrate the excellent arts and cultural work that they have scheduled for this season. It's quite phenomenal, some of the things that are going to be happening this year. With 97 applicants versus the 53 applications we had back in 2022, and with $150,000 allocated, $150,000 allocated by NYSCA this year to distribute, our reporting to New York State hopefully will result in more funding to be distributed next year based on this massive gap that we have as far as the support that is needed here. There is no doubt that this city and the surrounding region has so many artists that need our support. It's what makes it just wonderful to live here. It's the reason that, you know, everybody gets to benefit from these amazing cultural things that are happening, from the very smallest 3-year-olds in the park to big events that are happening that coincide with other great things happening that tourists to our region weren't expecting. These are the things that are just so important. As an organization, we also leveraged NYSCA this year to give us quite a bit more support than they normally do, which we are expecting as of this morning in about 3 days. This is crucial to us because it will enable us to modernize our aging systems, update and overhaul our marketing efforts, our web presence, and employ the additional employees we so desperately need to keep up with the work here that truly requires Herculean efforts. To my team, and this is where I cry, I do this every year, May, Christian, Teresa, Carrie, Allie, Judy, and there's so many more of you. You are all so amazing. Thank you for everything that you do. So, almost there. Last year, 2 art festivals in the park provided artists and makers with a place to showcase and sell their work. And now 5 other community events have copycatted and popped up, which I'm thrilled about. That's what we do. We just want to keep pushing things out into the world. Our gallery hosted 20 new juried artists last year, some who are having their first ever exhibition. And combined with our partners in the Art in Public Places program, the High School All-Stars, our extended members show, and the collaborative event fundraisers, we provided over 600 artists a place to showcase and sell their work. This year sees another 20 new juried artists, record numbers of high school all-stars this year, and the return of the intercollegiate 120-mile radius show, which is currently on display in our galleries. We are encouraging all genres to participate here in the Art Center, and we have made strides in reaching out and nurturing relationships with younger audiences. Our collaborative programmatic work is expanding rapidly so that the next up-and-coming generation of young artists will have a dynamic, creative, state-of-the-art space where they can make and show all kinds of work, including interactive, digital, conceptual, spoken, written word, film, print, all kinds of sound work. You name it, we are the place that if you can dream it up, we want you to come here and actually make it. Our collaborations with SPAC for an immersive experience in the theater and the main gallery sculpture exhibit of world-renowned local women sculptors and works borrowed from the Time Teaching Museum last year garnered praise from critics as far south as Manhattan. The Orchard Project, Broadway creative think tank, returned in 2022, flooding Saratoga Springs with amazing performances and creativity, and that will be repeated this June. Our special summer exhibition this year focuses on all genres of storytelling and will feature works from our indigenous and native populations in the Northeast, including both historical and modern pieces, and some exciting performances of spoken word, film, and music. We are honored to collaborate with Endocana Education Center and Saratoga Springs' first ever poet laureate, Joseph Bruchac, as well as some local contemporary artists and some work borrowed from the Tang Teaching Museum. This will again continue the tradition as a key teaching component for our summer camps, exposing our young artists to a world-class museum quality show of excellent work right here in this little tiny space. Deep immersion into studio practice dominated our camps last year, and our teen camp more than doubled in attendance with both attendance and teaching artists. This year is shaping up to be just as thrilling for these young creatives. Did anybody notice that I mentioned film a few times? I know Ray did over there. So last year we promised that there would be a return of film to Saratoga Springs, and it has launched. We started with Luna Fest film screening, and we had an amazing event 2 weeks ago in collaboration with ACE. We had over 250 local film professionals from this region come, and they were all excited about Saratoga Springs and our theater space. So this has resulted in now over 5 premieres of local films scheduled, including a filmmaker who's in our audience today, 15th, right? This is incredibly exciting. There are so many people doing really incredible creative things with film in our region. And we will start our regularly scheduled documentary art specialty film screenings, resuming on Thursday afternoons and early evenings on Thursdays in the summertime. There will be a second showing of Luna Fest, which was just absolutely fabulous. For those of you who have missed the first one, and that's coming up soon. Homemade Theater they just make our space come alive with their vibrant community theater productions each quarter. Eric and his team are a delight to work with, and we look forward to a fun-packed house for their performances in 2023 and beyond. We'll host a public performance in the park again for those of you who missed our Sunday in the Park with George last year, thanks to a $14,000 grant from the participatory budget grants. We also secured a grant that enables us to provide 1,000 free hours of rehearsal in our spaces for the community, both in our theater and downstairs classrooms, again for 2023. And I could stand here for about another hour or so just going through all the events and everything that is going to be happening this year, but I will not, and you can check our website regularly under events and get that information there. So it's really, truly a exciting time for us all, and I'm filled with gratitude. And as we enter April, which is Poetry Month, I thought it'd be really fitting to end with just a really short little snippet of a poem that Joseph Bouchak wrote. We need to give thanks every dawn for the gifts of life, for each breath drawn. For everything that keeps us living, we speak our words of true thanksgiving. Thank you very much.
I thank all of you for attending today, and this annual meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
There's cookies and strawberries and stuff. That's the important part.